This is my hair right now, but 4.5 years ago, I was in my living room wondering if I had made a terrible mistake. Transitioning to natural hair looked so good and amazing on everyone's page, but no one told me the in-between and difficulties I was going to face. I went from being a relaxed girl all my whole life to deciding kind of on a whim that I was done. And what followed was one of the most frustrating, beautiful, and surprising things I have ever done in my life. In this video, I am sharing my full journey, the mistake, the products, the moments I almost quit, so that if you're in the middle of yours right now, you don't feel as alone as I did. Hi and welcome to Lane's Lane. If this is your first time here, welcome. Let's start at the beginning. Why I decided to stop being a relaxed hair girl. I didn't wake up one day and decide to become a natural girl because of maybe an Instagram reel that I saw, because there was somebody in my life who had been natural and I wanted to find out what being natural was going to be like. The real reason was quieter than that. I have been relaxed all my life, and I think maybe the first time I got a relaxer on my hair was when I was in high school. So maybe at about the age of 13, 14 was the first time I got a relaxer, and I have never been natural since after that day till May 2021. That would be about, let's just say, maybe 17 or 18 years of using, no, let me see, 13 plus 17 is 30. Yep. That's approximately 17 or 18 years of sitting down in a chair and getting chemicals on my hair. May 25th, 2021 was the day I decided to no longer be a relaxed hair girl. I had washed my hair because I had to braid my hair after having my for the relax I had on my hair was in February of 2021, and that was because I remember it so vividly because that was the month that my son was born, and I had to get a relaxer, look presentable for the photo shoot. And I have always been somebody who stretched her relaxers. I relax my hair like 2 or 3 times in a year. So May, I washed hair to get a protective style done, and then I was going to relax my hair like in December. But that day, washed my hair. Shampooing was easy and shampooing was easy. And then got to the time for conditioning, and I decided to use a product that I got as part of a package that I used to get monthly that had like different things come in the box. And I decided to try like a conditioning that I had never used on my hair before. I put the conditioning treatment on my hair, left it on my hair for 10 to 15 minutes, and then came the time for me to wash my hair. And I noticed that my hair was clumped up and I couldn't detangle my hair. I tried everything that I could. I used conditioners. Put a lot of conditioner, thinking maybe the thing needed more conditioner for my hair to loosen up. I'll be able to detangle the hair. Put a lot of that conditioner and it wasn't working. And then I called my younger sister because she was my hairstylist and she had always been the person to do my hair instead of going to a salon. And I called her, I was like, hey, I used something on my hair and my hair is all tangled up and I'm unable to detangle it. And she's like, pour more conditioner, add more conditioner to the hair, add more conditioner to the hair. And I said, I have added more conditioner and my hair is not detangling. My sister drove to my house, saw the state that I was in, and she was in utter confusion as well. We did everything that we could, but I was unable to detangle my hair. And at that point in time, I had to decide. There was no alternative. The decision was cut your hair. So I told my sister, grab a scissors and just chop it off, because at this point I've done everything that I can to detangle the hair and there's nothing else I can do. So I made a decision, no more relaxers. I didn't tell anyone at first because I was scared. It felt too big to say out loud. Have you ever been in a situation where like something happened, you were scared to share it at the moment, or the moment it happened? That was me, and that was what this felt like. Now here is where it got interesting. This is a picture of what my hair looked like when I started. Like I said, I used to be somebody who stretched her relaxers every 4 to 6 months, and I had a good amount of hair on my head. Now, if you will notice in the picture that definitely my edges weren't good because I was just going through postpartum hair loss. I had my son a year and some months after, and I had postpartum hair loss and my edges were gone. But I don't really know if I have a picture with my hair down. But the last protective style I remember having on my hair was not dreads. What do we call this anymore? But I'll be showing you a picture of, and the length of my hair in the protective style, or how long the hair is in the protective style is how long my hair was. So even after having my son, those prenatal vitamins gave my hair a boost. I didn't relax my hair throughout my pregnancy. So by the time pregnancy was over and I could relax my hair, boy oh boy, my hair was very long. Full. In my family, we do have a lot of hair, but my hair was at a length that it had never been in my life, and I had to chop the whole thing off. I didn't just chop the whole thing off. I did the big chop, and then I still had to transition. So as my hair kept growing, I kept cutting off the relaxed ends. But maybe this is God just telling me that I need to cut my hair because my edges had gone through it. It looked like I was bald in the front and I had hair all over my hair. So what I did was cut the whole sides and the whole back, and then just left like a mohawk in the middle. At that point in time, it felt like my hair was speaking to me that I needed to do something, but I didn't know what it was. At first, I started saying, oh, I'm sure my postpartum shedding was a lot because at some point I didn't know that I shouldn't stop taking prenatal vitamins. I stopped taking my prenatal vitamins at some point, and I guess maybe that added to why I had a lot of postpartum hair loss. But then my hair was actually doing good being relaxed, and I was like, what did I do? Maybe I started looking for something to attach bling to be like, oh, this is the reason why this happened. I said maybe because I stopped taking my prenatal vitamins early. I started telling myself maybe I didn't wash off the conditioner or the treatment or whatever I did, and by the time I put in, I started looking for something to blame to be, or something to be the reason for why I had a bad hair product day. Here is the thing about the natural hair community online. It is beautiful. There's a lot of information that you can sit down and you're watching a YouTube tutorial that can take you 4 hours, and at the end of the day you learn nothing. Not necessarily knowing nothing, but it's more or less like at the end of watching all those tutorials, you end up knowing less than where you started. That was me. But eventually I found out what works, and I'm going to share that with you in a minute. But before then, here is the part that nobody talks about. Everyone wants you about the shrinkage. Everybody wants you about like moisture, LOC method, protective styles. That is all real, and we'll get to that. But nobody told me about the identity piece. Having been relaxed all my life, in fact, not just relaxed all my life, I have had hair on my head, I guess all of my life, because I cannot remember having to get a haircut or even knowing what my scalp looks like. I had never done that. And then having to cut my hair in that moment and make that decision was terrifying, because not just being a mom, but a wife and a sister, I was afraid. I was like, what am I going to look like? I have never had my hair short in my life. I have never cut my hair. I've never even said, oh, I want to do a bob just to see what a bob looks like on my head. And in that moment, I was scared. I was like, will I look attractive? What will my husband think? Because this happened, I guess, maybe in the afternoon, broad day. It wasn't at a night thing that I was like, oh, I'll go to bed and think about it and figure out, or maybe try something. It was sporadic and I had to make that decision. I was like, what would my child think? How, like, will my child be able to recognize me anymore? And apart from that, I already have an identity, a look that I have when I go to the workplace, when I meet my colleagues, my friends. At that point, I was so scared. What am I going to look like? Am I going to be attractive? It was, who is this woman? Is she going to look put together? That, for me, that was the real wall, because I did not know what cutting my hair was not just going to look like to me, but to other people around me. What I didn't know yet, and what I want you to hear right now, if you're in that place, is that you're not losing something, you're finding something. It just doesn't feel that way in the middle. The middle is always the hardest part of anything worth doing. I promised you what actually worked. Let's get into it. I am going to give you a short version of a very long and expensive experiment. I tried a lot of products. Some of them were amazing, some of them my hair didn't like, and some of them my hair rejected completely. And your hair will do that. It'll tell you what it likes and what it doesn't like, and you begin to figure out little by little what works for your hair type. But here is what I learned transitioning to a natural hair. You begin to figure out routines that work for your hair, protective hairstyles, moisture. When I talk about moisture, I'm not just talking about moisture from the hair products that you're using, but water as a moisturizing agent. As natural hair girls, our hair loves water. Water helps with detangling, just makes the strands of the hair flexible so that they are not dry like a spaghetti. You see how a spaghetti snaps? That is how exactly the hair snaps when the hair is dry. You need to reduce manipulation. You need to figure out protective styles that work. And for me, the protective styles that worked in the beginning, when I started with finger coils, because then my hair was extremely short and I could get away with anything, so finger coils were my go-to. And then I noticed at the beginning too that my hair liked a lot of coiling butter, coiling creams, and mostly a lot of products that have shea butter in it. My hair loved products like that. So in the beginning, I did finger coils. Finger coils were my protective style because I started twist it. I did a lot of mini twists to wear my protective styles. And then I would once in a while get braids, and I still kept using attachments or kinky, what do they call it? All these kinky braids, and that kept my hands out of my hair for a long period of time. I would make my mini twists and have them on my hair for 3 weeks. Another thing I would actually say that sustained my hair or helped my hair grow was in the beginning stage, I was washing my hair every 2 weeks. When my hair was washed, it was an hour. My hair wasn't too long, so it was amazing to just wash my hair every week or every 2 weeks. And that helped with not just cleaning my scalp, but just having healthy roots and having a healthy hair in the beginning. So another thing that also helped with the hair products, these ones are the non-negotiables, and these are the products that I use now. Now, everyone's hair is different, and what works for my hair and what would work for your hair is different. Just for context, I have 4B, 4C natural hair, and my hair is high porosity. So high porosity means that my hair absorbs water fast, loses water fast. and then that absorbs moisture fast and loses water fast. So the products that have been helping in this, or that have helped with my hair journey, I'm just going to be sharing some. The first one is this Melanin African Black Soap Reviving Shampoo. This is a clarifying shampoo, and I use this mostly when I've done protective styles, and I've had a lot of oil and I've used a lot of products on my hair. So this is my clarifying shampoo, and I've been using this from a little goes a long way, but you see how much I've used this. Another product is this Master Cleanse Targeted Scalp Wash from Taraji P. Henson's line. This is mostly just for my scalp. It has eucalyptus, hazel water, tea tree oil, itchy, dry scalp. This is amazing. And I also use this mostly when I have cornrow and braids in my hair, so that I can wash my hair in the protective style and still carry the protective style for maybe another 1 or 2 weeks. Another product I'm loving is the Carol's Daughter Goodness Strength Hair Oil. This oil is amazing. It has different types of oils, but it's mostly oils that are good for high porosity hair. This is a moisturizing shampoo from Amica. This moisturizing shampoo, amazing. A little goes a long way, and my hair loves this product like nothing else. For my leave-in conditioner, I use Carol's Daughter Strength, I guess, leave-in conditioner. This is the leave-in conditioner I've been using, and I've almost run out of this one. I need to get another one, but this is my go-to leave-in conditioner. And last but not the least, and the holy grails of grills for the product hairline, is this pre-poo from African Pride. This right here is gold in a jar, because this takes away all of the excess shed hair, makes my wash day easy, and has helped a lot with length retention. I have suffered and, well, still going through the process of recovering from hair breakage due to heat damage. But this product right here has been a game changer for me in my natural hair journey. And if you are unable to get your hands on African Pride Pre-Poo, flaxseed gel is another alternative. For anyone who is just starting, I would just say find out what your hair porosity is. That would help you to find or determine the products that are best for your hair type. You don't have to be trying different things at different times to figure out what works. And for anyone who is also starting, a good leave-in conditioner is good. A good pre-poo is amazing. And just be gentle, being gentle and having low manipulation styles, because I found out the hard way that not being gentle with my hair, most especially during the shampooing process, is what caused a lot of breakage outside of heat damage. The other thing that saved me when I started my transitioning journey was the natural hair community. Find a community, find other women, and especially moms. For me, that mattered a lot than any product I would recommend, because it was like when they say there was no blind leading the blind when I started my journey, to be honest, because I did not have any who was natural in my family, or anybody who was a friend of mine that was natural and that was close. All my siblings and I are all relaxed people, and there was literally nobody to guide me or tell me the products that I was supposed to use. But finding a community on YouTube, I mean, busy moms or moms who were being honest about what it is to be natural, that has helped me a lot. Another thing I would say that has helped me a lot as well is using products that are actually curated for black 4C 4B hair, because most of the products that are out there that might work on straight hair or for people who are not like us, are curated for those types of hairs. So finding brands that are black owned have actually helped me a lot. I use Amica, I use Carol's Daughter, I use TPH, I use Melanin Hair Care. Oh, another product. I basically forgot this one. This one is a strengthening. This one works like a conditioner, and sometimes I don't know if you can also use this as a leave-in, I can't remember, but this has biotin, fenugreek, pumpkin, and bamboo. This product has been a game changer because my hair loses moisture a lot. Once in a while I need to do or use something strengthening. Sometimes I use it as a protein treatment for my hair, but this has been amazing for my high porosity hair. I've been using this. I forgot to add that. So it's Melanin Plumping Deep Conditioner. This deep conditioner has been amazing. At the end of the day, my hair is soft and beautiful. So here is where I landed. This is what my hair looks now. Healthy, bouncy, soft to the touch. And what makes it happy? My hair and I have a relationship right now, and I am loving it. I look back now and I laugh at myself because the day I chopped my hair, I cried. Oh, I cried so bad. And I remember my husband telling me, "You're still beautiful, you're gonna look amazing, I shouldn't worry about it." And there's this thing people always say, it's hair, it will grow back. In that moment when I cut it, I didn't feel like it's hair, it will grow back. But right now, I can tell you that it is hair, it will grow back. The edges that I lost right now, those edges are coming in little by little. It's amazing what my edges look like now, because when I look at that picture and I look at my edges now and I'm like, I needed that big chop. Would I do it again? Without a question. Would I do some things differently? Absolutely. And I already have a video on my YouTube channel highlighting some of the mistakes that I made or some of the things I wish I knew earlier when I started my natural hair journey. You can check that out. If you're in your transition right now or you're thinking about starting one, I would love to know where you're at. Please drop your comment in the comment section. Seriously, I read everyone. And if this video helped you feel a little less alone in your journey or in this process, please share it with anyone who needs to see it. That's really why I made it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.